So today on Project Shop, we have some really interesting things on the trailer. One of which is about 1,200 pounds of transformers and ballast. We have some massive switch gear, and my favorite thing, which is way down in here. It's a little bonus down there. It's a nice little pile of 1,500 watt ballast. You can see them big boys down in there. We got a bunch of those, and a couple thousand watts, all copper. Look at that. There's all kinds of copper up in here to recover. Now, what could be better than big giant switch gear with copper? I mean, there's like copper. There's just copper nuggets everywhere. You know how we love our copper nuggets. So what would be better than a bunch of 1,500 watt transformers and 1,200 pounds of ballast and transformers? About 900 pounds of copper wire. Big boy stuff. Now, this ain't no 600 MCM, but you know, this stuff ain't no slouch. Even this stuff here is pretty thick. This stuff is big. It looks like maybe some 250, maybe 350. So this is just a tangled nightmare. So I got the jawl out here. I'm going to just cut this up in small pieces and get it up in the building. Then we're gonna have a stripping party. Okay, I cut this little bit. I'm gonna get dialed in for that big wire, and I might just push the little wire off to the side, or we might be able to strip two different wires without having to adjust the machine. I don't know, but I think what I'm gonna do is cut a little bit, bring it in, strip it, cut a little bit, bring it in and strip it until I kind of free it up a little bit and get that bird's nest. I mean, this stuff is tough, dude, and it is really bird's nested up in there. So let's see if we can't get some of these nuggets stripped. Now, you know I'm gonna have to jack up the have to put a big wire in there. Oh, we got a bonus from last time I was stripping. Yeah, we gotta get on fixing this machine, man. This is getting ridiculous. This thing's way cranked down. nice little pile going. See if we can't just move this down. Alright, tried to figure out what we're going to do with this. I'm going to get out there, put a spotlight on. I'm just going to keep cutting. And then I guess I'm going to have to put this up in a drum or something. Probably 2 drums. Okay, we're moving along pretty quick. We already got a nice, oh, I could barely move that. That's gotta be 300 or 400 pounds in there already. So I'm kind of cleaning up as I go. I don't want a huge mess when I'm done. I'm doing this by myself. The machine is stripping 2 wires without having to adjust it, 2 different sizes. And it's going pretty good, man. I'm just over there nipping away. I got a lot of it nipped up now where I'm just pulling out pieces. And we got 1 bag. This bag was already half full of trash. So we'll probably have 3 or 4 bags when we're done. Oh, and it's been a while since I've done a music update. So tonight we're listening to a Aaron Lewis mix. We got Aaron Lewis, Hank Williams Jr., Oliver Anthony, Struggle Jennings, Big Smo, Upchurch, bunch of country folk. So what we got going on out here is a mess. The back of my truck is just looks like mom's spaghetti. So I think what I'm going to do is hop up in there one more time and split up there a little bit more, and then this is all ready to come. This will be pretty much 1 more, maybe 2 pallets, and it's pretty much, it's taken me longer to get it out of the truck and on the pallet to the machine than it actually is to strip it. So this stuff is stripping really nice. Oh, sounds like the boss lady's calling. Yes, boss. That's right. Checking up on your worker. Oh yeah, we are stripping. All right. I can't believe the camera stayed on that whole time. Still got a couple little chunks. And then the 2 smaller size wire. But we got a mountain. I doubt I'm gonna be able to get all that in this drum. We'll split it up between the 2 drums. But I think that went well. That's like the easiest part of stripping wire. Getting it to the machine and getting it here is the hardest part. So I'm just gonna take my cable cutters and liberate this wire real quick, and then I'm gonna redress the machine. Actually, I'm probably gonna clean the table off so I can see that wire, and then we'll strip that. So I'm gonna hit the time lapse, we'll get this cleaned up, fill up this barrel, and then hopefully we'll be done with this. Now I picked this up about 3:30, 4 o'clock, and we'll have this stripped tonight, and I'll turn this thing in first thing in the morning. So whatever we make will be a nice little day rate. Okay, there you have it. Pretty much stripped all of that except for a couple little stragglers that kept I just stopped stripping this shit because literally every one of them kept jumping off to the side of this roller. As you can see, this thing it moves around, you know. Every time I tighten these up, they just bend, they move, they loosen up. It's just a nightmare. Definitely gonna have to work on fixing that. Well, for now, I'm gonna load this in the truck and probably just leave from my house in the morning, go down to Miami before copper drops. Copper was $3.75 in the beginning of the week, and it was $3.50. Well, that was for number 2 copper. So it dropped 25 cents a pound over the course of 4 days. So we don't want to be sitting on this much copper. We need to get it out. And I did keep a little bit over there, and I'll keep that. I'm gonna do a little meltdown, probably give the customer an ingot, you know, show some appreciation. So, all right, I'm gonna get this loaded up, and then we're gonna get out of here. Okay, here we go. Now, this is kind of sketchy because we are a little past the boom, and I know that's gonna be heavy. Let me move that boom in a little bit. Okay. Okay, I feel a little safer. Woo! $568 now. That's a 29-pound drum. As high as she wants to go. Okay, on that last one, there might be an 8-pound discrepancy because the scale was 8 pounds on the while it was just sitting there. 293 minus 36. Okay, here's the ticket, but before we get into that, I just wanted to give you guys an update on the t-shirts. I literally just got the notification about 4 o'clock today, Monday, what's today? 29th, that the order is complete and I can go pick them up tomorrow. So everybody that ordered a 3, 4, and 5X shirt, I'll have them picked up tomorrow. This is the rest of the shirts. I got them. They actually come in like one big box. So I went and bought these bins. We got medium, large, extra large, 2X, 3, 4, and 5Xs will be coming tomorrow. The stickers, I got in these little bins. I had to go buy a guillotine thing because they come in these sheets like this. I got to kind of cut them up. I got the envelopes for the stickers. They'll be coming in these black envelopes. I've never seen those before. But we also have, I got the black, your shirts will be coming in these black bags. Okay. Now, the only thing you don't see here other than the 3, 4, and 5X shirts. Oh, and I bought paper so I can print the invoices. And I bought these cards so when I ship stickers, I can sandwich it between the cards and they don't get messed up. I don't know. I figured it'd probably help with the shipping and not getting damaged stickers. But the only thing you don't see here is the shipping label maker. Now I did have one, but unfortunately it was the wrong one. Now this is the receipt. It was the High Speed Pro for $109, and the labels, the actual paper, was 32 something. So we actually took those back because here's the deal. Today I went to fulfill some orders on the website, which if you haven't seen, projectshopfl.com, go check it out. Get yourself a t-shirt and some stickers. We went to fulfill the order, but the problem was the label maker, or the shipping label maker that I had, only printed 3.5 inch wide maximum, and the label maker thing on the website when I go to print them, the minimum is 4x6. So I literally tried to go buy a label maker today. There's none in stores that you can buy, like commercial grade. I think they're thermal or whatever they are. They burn. You don't have ink like my printer over here, which has ink cartridges. This thing is like thermal. Anyway, I had to buy one that was twice as expensive. I ordered it. It's on its way. It'll be here Thursday, unfortunately. But as soon as it gets here, everybody that donated on the streams, you'll get their shirts. And now that tomorrow morning I'll be picking up the 3, 4, and 5Xs, everybody that ordered those shirts, everything will be shipped by Friday at the latest. But I just wanted to let you know, I got that notice today, 4:57. So what I'm going to do in the meantime, before the labels get here, I'm going to package all the shirts. I'm going to print all of the invoices. That way when the labels get here, I can just slap them on real quick and get them out and get them in the mail. Sorry for the delays. This is a little bit harder to do it this way than going through like the YouTube stuff. Like I could have had a store on there and it would have been much easier. I would have just had to send them the picture and they would have slapped that on anything and everything, and then just drop shipped it, printed one at a time. But it's not going to be a quality made in America shirt. And plus, this is me getting my foot in the door. Everything I'm doing now is for when I start selling my own products. I'll be shipping them out of here as well. So on that note, that was just a quick update. Sorry for the delays. I've been working really hard to get this stuff ironed out and out to you guys. So as soon as the label maker comes in, it's going to be smooth sailing from there on. So I really appreciate your patience. Now let's get back to the ticket. So I wind up picking that stuff up at the end of the day. Probably took me an hour to go get it. Literally, we just choked a bunch of wire they had in the back of a truck. Picked it up with a forklift with my crane scale. Dumped it in the back of my truck. And then I loaded up a couple of them other little things. And then it literally took me longer to cut that stuff up to untangle it and bring it into the machine. As you can see in that video, the Copper King was absolutely shredding that wire. Now I paid probably $2,100 for that wire. And then when we were all said and done, we had 793 pounds of bright and shiny copper. $3.75 a pound. Crazy thing is, earlier in the week, I wind up selling some copper for $4 a pound. It dropped a quarter, and then that was actually on the 19th. It went down. Last time I sold copper, it was $3.55. It's dropping fast. So we had a total of $2,973.75. So I think we made about $800 on that real quick by myself in my flip-flops, just having a good time in the shop, you know. So that wasn't bad. Matter of fact, that was the 19th that I got paid. I think that's the same day I went and bought them shirts. So I literally went and took my profit, bought t-shirts, and I bought a bunch of other stuff that day. I remember, matter of fact, I do remember that day. Literally the $800 in profit I made, I literally spent that day. That's the, you know, the downside about working for yourself, man. Sometimes you make $800 in a day. Sometimes you could spend it right in a day too. But it's all for a good cause. It's all going to come back. So if you come this far, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. We got lots more scrapping mayhem. I'm doing some micro scrapping. Matter of fact, I'm out there in the shop right now doing a cleanup, sorting some stuff. Oliver came over. We cleaned up out front, mainly so I can get over into that other bay. We got a big project we're going to be starting over there. We're going to have to step it up a little bit over here because, as you will see, we got even more projects coming. I'll tell you where we're going, right to the scrap yard. got ourselves another project that we really didn't need, but you know how we kind of just take things on over here. So this guy was going to do a Cummins diesel swap and decided against it. That's why the front end is off. I have all the parts here for the front end. The grill, the lights and whatnot. Interior is not bad. Cloth. I'm not sure what year this thing is, but overall, it's not too bad. Needs a little TLC. I think this is like a late 80s or early 90s model. Missing a handle. We need to find some couple little parts for this thing, but it's gonna be a nice little little truck for someone.